Hello, Jan. Welcome to Lucia Craft. Recently, Chinese President Xi Jinping replied the letter to DCCC. So what positive impact does this have to DCCC and also its member companies?
Well, for now, a lot of attention from the media in China, but also in Denmark. Front page of newspapers, interviews with you, and a lot of other media. So, of course, the media cover is one thing, but we need to use it for some things.
As your principles, for the members, by the members.
Exactly, because for the members, this is our job to do something for the members. Actually, it is part of the strategy we already made, because it has been decided both on the local and the national boards that advocacy will be on the highest level. This will be our priority, and then some following points after that. And of course, sending a letter to the president is part of the advocacy. And it's what we normally call a moonshot. It's very far away. Maybe you hit, maybe you don't. And in this case, we were very lucky that President Xi, he took this seriously and gave us a personal reply as well.
And let's talk about the official visit of the Danish foreign minister.
Yes.
So what outcomes do you expect for this time's visit?
And for us, that's very important that, first of all, the foreign minister is coming, but secondly, bringing the CEOs or the C-table, C-suite members from these companies. Because one of the things we have seen before is that the management in the Danish company in China and the management in the headquarter in Denmark still have a gap, and a gap of understanding of the potential and opportunities there is in China. And I don't want to spend much time on the other topic, but the guy over in US has actually helped us to close the gap a little, because Europe and China is looking into talking more to each other now.
Yes.
There are clearly some sectors that are in primary focus, and that's green energy. So it's solar power, wind power, water power, anything in relating to that can help the environment. And I know that the embassy and also the foreign ministry is putting a lot of effort into that. And China is moving very fast on green energy, faster than Europe actually thinks. And I think that's a good eye-opener to bring them here and see, okay.
Yeah.
Denmark, even as a small country, has until now been one of the world's leading within wind power. China, solar power. Let's combine the efforts and then make it a greener world.
Then comes to the question, visa-free policy.
Yes.
We talked about this last year. You
Yes.
told me that 15 days is enough for a businessman. Fly from Denmark to China, leave his footprints in China and made some decisions and then back to Denmark. But right now, 15 days to 30 days. So during the last few months, are there more Danish companies came into the Chinese market?
And yes, last time we talked, actually the 15 days was about to be granted.
Yeah.
And they were shortly after. And now they're extended to 30 days.
Yes.
And for Danish companies, it's really good, because now we can get the people from Denmark out here without the hassle of all the visa application. And of course, everybody was a little excited in the beginning, see how does it actually work? And it was going to the airport out of Denmark, that was okay. But what when you arrive in China, what happens then? But everything has been so smooth and organized, so when they go through, it's nearly no hassle, besides showing your passport and filling out a small paper, and then boom, you're gone.
Yeah.
So thank you to China for that. I think it's also necessary for China to bring in investments. But the main part of Europe has been visa-free now for 6 months at least. So that's really good for the business environment.
So last but not least, about the US tariff policies. Does these measures influence your business?
My business directly is not influenced, because we don't have US as a market. We have definitely some of our members who has suffered a lot, because some of them have 80% business with the US from here. Others are producing necessities It can be medical, it can be within rehabilitation, it can be safety for kids. And now the tariffs are gone. The next, at least 3 months, but what happens after the 3 months is the critical part for these companies. And this is definitely on our agenda to talk about what do we do in general, because everybody has the same issues when you're dealing with US.
But finally, the customers just bear the cost of
the customer will bear the cost for sure, because in the beginning when we talked about up to 25%, many of the companies here were covering that, and some were sharing then with their importer in US. But when you're talking 145%, then it's just to say, sorry, we're not going to ship anything. And if we do, customer have to pay. And then it'll be the American users that's going to pay this, and I don't think that was part of the strategy. Nobody wins.
Okay, thank you, Ian. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, and thank you for letting me be here.